What's up, you guys? It's your boy Agustin Cortez. I'm gonna be spreading awareness about awareness. Now, you might see the light, the ambience difference. Funny story how we got that light bulb to do some testing on a product that we got. We were shooting some content, and I'm like, you know what? I really like the vibe that this light gives. So I'm like, you know what? It's just congruent with the message, the ambience I'm trying to give off. So I just stuck with it. So I hope you enjoy it. It's pretty cool, but the message I want to deliver is extremely powerful. It's going to be something that sticks with you for the rest of your life, because when I heard it, I didn't think much of it, to be honest, but as I got older and I got exposed to different areas of life and my perspective started changing, this was one of the foundation principles I've had to really get in the outcomes I want. And it's very simple. Like I said, once I heard it, I was like, that's kind of common sense. But I'm going to be sharing it with you and giving my perspective. And bottom line is, I want you to obtain this awareness and just think for yourself. Bottom line, like you're going to learn it, but you're going to decide what to do with it. So this principle is known as negative knowledge, also known in the engineering world as reverse engineering. And there's a good story to summarize how it works. And it's between the Pope and Michelangelo. So the Pope asked Michelangelo, tell me the secret to your genius. How did you create David, the masterpiece of all masterpieces? And Michelangelo responded, he said, it's very simple. I just removed everything that was not David. And once you understand those words of wisdom, is that you start seeing that, okay, whatever I want, I have to know what not to do. The medieval thinkers, philosophers, the Romans, Greeks, they had a concept for this called via negativa, literally the negative path. Sometimes you have to know what not to do to obtain what you want. Like I said, once you hear it like that, you're like, that's kind of common sense. You know that you shouldn't do some stuff because it's not going to benefit you and get you closer to the outcome you want. But this is where metacognition and being self-aware and unbiased in all areas of your life come into play. I guarantee there's areas in your life where you want outcomes and you are making decisions that are not benefiting you because you're not aware, you're not analyzing those areas of what exactly you should not do. To give a personal example is sometimes I catch myself twaddling on social media, on YouTube. I give my time to stuff that is irrelevant and obsolete when my outcome, the desire I want, is to create a skill that is going to be creating income for me, right? And of course there's a time and place for everything, but I'm aware that sometimes I'm feeding too much energy and attention to areas of my life that they're not going to benefit me. And the bottom line is, I know I shouldn't be doing that, yet I still do. So it's one thing to know this, it's another thing to implement this. And that's going to take a lot of discipline, a lot of diligence, and a lot of sacrifices for you to do what you know you shouldn't do, if that makes sense. So it's like reverse engineering. So let's say you want to create an outcome, right? Just like Michelangelo said, to create David, the statue, he had to take out everything that was not David. So what you're left with is what you want. Now, this area is very gray. It's a subjective area that nobody can really tell you what you should want, how to get it. All you have to know is what not to do. And these decisions are going to be the key factors to getting the outcome. It's like, in the practical term, it's removing the variables. That way you're only left with the variables that are going to manifest what you want. You see, like, once I try to articulate this message, it's different than having it inside my head. So this is why I like making videos like this, because it puts me on check. And if I'm doing any benefit to other people, external factors like spreading awareness about awareness, it's a external motivation. And speaking of which, I read a really good book on motivation and rewards and incentives like that. But bottom line, I want to ask you to find an area in your life and dissect it where you know you're doing stuff you know you shouldn't be doing. Think about it. Confession of me, sometimes, like I said, I watch too much YouTube in areas that don't benefit me. Social media, sometimes I play games on Sometimes I just twaddle. Sometimes I'm just unproductive, lazy. I get lethargic. And I know that these things are not going to get me where I want to be. But it's another thing to wipe them out. That's going to take willpower and discipline. So there it is, guys. I want to keep this message very simple, just congruent, straight to the point, and I want you to think about it. This is all about you. You as the listener, you have to be self-aware and analyze and dissect those areas. I can't point out like this is what you have to do. No, life does not work like that. It's all up to you. Only the individual can transcend. Okay, so I hope this message was beneficial. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're going to implement this. And if you found any form of value, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share it. Do anything that is going to help me in the internal factor. You know, it's like real-time feedback. So that way I know that I'm actually doing something greater than myself. So there it is, guys. Real simple. Know what not to do. It'll take you a long way. It'll actually leave you with everything that you want. So follow the via negativa, follow the negative path, and you'll be surprised where it can take you. All right, so I'll talk to you soon. Take care.